How is it going, everybody? Thanks a lot for joining me for another Mexican spirit review. Going to be looking at another mezcal from the beautiful state of Oaxaca. Picked up a bottle of Cinco Sentidos Puntas de Tobala, a strong old beast from the region of Santa Catarina, Minas, which I happened to visit that trip I was in back in November. And yeah, had a great time. Enjoyed this one so much that I had to buy another bottle. I got the Puntas at El Destilado. Had quite a few Pachugas and Puntas out there. And yeah, really enjoyed it. I did a review of this guy here about a month or two back. So go check that one out. But yeah. Loved it so much. Had to get another bottle. Cinco Sentidos, 5 senses. Really cool collection of mezcal. This guy goes out into like the remote areas of Oaxaca, Guerrero, Puebla. I think there's 1 or 2 other places he goes. I don't know exactly where. But yeah, goes out and just buys batches of really nice small batch rural mezcals, bottles them and ships them out, you know. And he's got a place in downtown El Centro, Oaxaca de Juarez, Oaxaca City. And yeah, visited the spot and bought this guy there. Loved it, bought this guy. So, on to this one, we're looking at an Espadilla. Don't really know much about this. Pretty sure it's an agave angustifolia, but it's Espadilla is also known as a term in certain regions as marmarota, which is habali, I believe. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Or is it petitorum and tobala? I forget exactly. It's a complicated system, but pretty sure this is the angustifolia. Gonna take a quick look at it. It's made by Maestro Palenquero Amando Alvarez in the northern village of Oaxaca in Santa Maria Ixcatlan. Really cool area. This is in fact my first mezcal from there. And as you can see, I've been digging it. Yeah, it's okay, where are we at? It's made with wild Espadilla, so wildly grown, not cultivated, nothing like that. Cooked in underground conical earth oven with palm leaves for 3 days with encino oak, mashed by hand with wooden mallets, fermented 10 days in rawhide with spring water. So the rawhide is like what it sounds. It's like uncured leather. It's a really cool thing. It's fermented in there, and it gives the spirit a really animalistic, strange quality. It's really cool. Really rustic. It was produced in April 2020, so it's almost 3 years old. Total liters of this batch is 45. I've got bottle number 53 of 59 right here, and it's coming in at 50 or 45.74 alcohol by volume. So right around, what is that, like 91.5 proofs? Right around there. It says drink with respect, and this one says comece con respeto. So there we go. Gonna do that. Don't be shooting stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. I've had some of it sitting in my little jicara I got from Real Minero out there in Santa Catarina, Minas. Really good mezcal as well. Check those guys out. But yeah, I find with this mezcal especially, I want it to sit in the jicara in the glass. in the cup, whatever you're using, for at least 10 minutes. At least 10 minutes. It just becomes so much more intense, so much more aromatic. But yeah, let's go. Let's give it a sniff. Oh man. It's got that funkiness. It reminds me a lot of going into the palenques of Santa Catarina, Minas. I visited 3 palenques with rambling spirits, all amazing. But I remember one guy, Palenque de Conejo. I forget his name exactly, but yeah, Leishu. Great mezcal, and this aroma really takes me back there. Just the wildness, the earthiness, the funkiness, that farm life. I grew up on an acreage, couple acreages, and I remember that funky barnyard kind of aroma always, and yeah, it reminds me of childhood. So it's maybe not the best sniff or aroma descriptor on earth, like barnyard funk, animalistic, but yeah, I get that. Lots of like sweet tropical fruit. Think of stewing like pineapple with sugar water for a while, with like syrup for a while. Almost like a hint of piloncillo, the brown sugar, Mexican brown sugar. And I want to say that one Cuban pastry. It's got like this cream cheese in there and guava paste wrapped in a dough, deep fried. I've made tamales in the same manner with the guava and cream cheese. Really good. Try it out. But it's got that funk and that fruit, that barnyard, that sweet, almost citrus, almost like passion fruit kind of note. Smells amazing. Some spice on the aroma. Not really a huge smokiness, but more of like a leather and a roasted spice kind of note. Smells amazing. Let's try it out. Salud. Ooh. Haven't had a sip of this guy in at least a week. And I gotta say, last time I had it, I had quite a lot with friends. The more I get into the bottle, the better it gets. When I started out, it wasn't near as complex as it is when it's down here. It's just a really delicious, smooth spirit. There is a alcohol sting front of the tongue for sure, but it just stings and like kind of soothes your throat like menthol, something like that, you know, like mint. Just calms your throat, then you can drink more, you know. That's why you don't shoot this stuff. You want to sip it a little bit, taste it, swallow, go on like that, and just keep taking in those flavors, man. It's absolutely wild. Oh, I gotta have a bit more. Yeah, I'm getting almost like a note of, if it makes sense, like Skittles tropical pack. The tropical pack of Skittles, the blue Skittles. The passion fruit, I think, passion fruit pineapple. It was my favorite as a kid. That's what it's reminding me of. You get a nice smokiness on the flavor, On the exhale, it's just going, and you feel like a bull in the ring, you know, about to go out and conquer the world. Just a nice smoke to it, great aura. It's got a chillness of mint, of spearmint, spearmint, hierba buena in Espanol, pretty sure. Just cools the mouth, and then your body just gets a heat of just big mezcal craziness. But it's a super easy drinking spirit. It sounds like I'm explaining something intense, but the flavors themselves are so well blended together at this point. 3 years in the bottle, who knows how many years in the ground, the agaves themselves, but you just get this peaceful, tropical, smoky, almost sea salt, sea water kind of thing. You get this animalistic character. If I didn't know it was a Cowhide fermented mezcal, because this is my first one, so I have zero experience with it other than this, I'd say it had like this animalistic quality to it, like a pechuga, but if you made it with seafood, with like fish, like that, it's almost got like this sea salt meatiness, like a tuna, something like that, smoked tuna. But oh, so good. Just this nice sweetness, center of the tongue, center front of the tongue, you get this like vanilla syrup kind of sweetness. Vanilla, piloncillo. If you made a syrup with Mexican brown sugar, added a vanilla pod, yeah, like almost like rompope, I think they call it. What's the Mexican term for that rum drink with the cinnamon? I forget. But yeah, cinnamon, horchata. Horchata, of course. Frick. But yeah. Like a center of horchata, and then it goes into the more tropical. Starts almost spicy. It does have like a heat to it, like you're eating slightly hot food, like a nice tacos al pastor, something like that, like the smokiness, the fruitiness, and then slight spiciness from a nice green salsa verde, something like that. Not super hot, but just gets you breathing good. Man, that's what you got here. Great mezcal. Ratings wise, again, I don't know anything about Ixcatlan mezcal. This is my first one, and I'm loving it. It does remind me a lot of Santa Catarina Minas mezcals. It's got that funkiness, which I love, that animalistic quality, which I absolutely adore. I'd have to go really high on this one. I'd say like mezcal reviews, I'll probably be giving this a 4.5.